Hi everyone, I'm Miss Smith from Daisy Class and I'm going to read you one of my favourite books, which is called Santa is Coming to Milton Keynes. Wow, boomed Santa. Have all the children from Milton Keynes been good this year? Mostly, answered the little old elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall, teetering piles of letters that the children of Milton Keynes had sent him. Mostly, answered Santa, peering over his glasses. Yes, but they've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. Oh, jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we'd better get their presents loaded up. Even though the sack of presents was really, really big and the elves were really, really small, they seemed to have no trouble loading it onto Santa's sleigh. Though how they managed to fit such a big sack onto one little sleigh, even they didn't know. But somehow they did. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go. Not quite, Santa, said the little old elf. One of our reindeer is missing. Missing? Which reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. The youngest one, said Santa, said the elf. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It's his first flight tonight. I've called him and called him, but just then a young reindeer strolled up, munching a large carrot. Where have you been? Asked Santa. The youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it was no wonder he hadn't heard the little old elf calling. Oh, well, never mind, said Santa, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his Santa nav and tapped in the postcode MK for Milton Keynes. This will guide us to Milton Keynes in no time. With a flick of the reins and a jerk of the harness, off they went, racing through the sky. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. Well, we'll soon have these parcels delivered to the city of concrete cows. Santa's sleigh flew through the starry night, heading south towards the North Sea. On they flew in the crisp wintry air over Lincolnshire. In the wink of an eye, the sleigh was flying above Wellingborough and onto Olney. The youngest reindeer was very excited. He had never been away from the North Pole before. Oh. They were just crossing over the M1 at Duck Pond Spinney when suddenly they ran into a blizzard. Snowflakes whirled around the sleigh and they couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem concerned. In 2 kilometres, said the Santa nav in a bossy lady's voice, keep left at the next star. But madam, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all the snow. Soon they were hopelessly lost. Then through the blizzard, the youngest reindeer heard a faint ringing sound. Ding dong. He looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. There was that sound again, like church bells ringing. The youngest reindeer turned round to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing with a little box with buttons on it, With a flick of the harness and a jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off towards the sound of the bells, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him. "Whoa!" cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. "What's going on?" Then, to his surprise, he heard a ringing sound. "Well done, young reindeer," he shouted cheerfully. "It must be the bells of the All Saints' Church. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming." But suddenly, crunch! The sleigh hit something as it plummeted through the snow clouds. "You have arrived," said the Santa Nav unhelpfully. Finally, when the snow had died down and the clouds parted, Santa discovered exactly where they were. Stuck right at the top of a giant Christmas tree. "Everybody pull!" The reindeer pulled with all their might until at last, with a screeching noise, the sleigh scraped clear of the Christmas tree and Santa steered them safely across Midsummer Place, past Escape and down into Campbell Park. Luckily, there was no real damage done, but the parcels had all been jumbled up. Santa quickly sorted the presents into order again. "Right," said Santa, "thanks to this young reindeer, I know where we are now. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming." Santa drove his sleigh expertly from rooftop to rooftop all over Milton Keynes, popping in and out of chimneys as fast as he could go, which was pretty fast for a chubby chap. There were big chimneys in Kent's Hill and small chimneys in Crown Hill. He squeezed down thin chimneys in Bletchley and plummeted down fat chimneys in Stantonbury. The youngest reindeer was amazed at how quickly they went. Santa never seemed to get tired at all, and it looked like the children in Milton Keynes were going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer was starting to feel a bit weary and quite hungry too. In house after house, Santa delved inside his sack for parcels of every shape and size. He piled them under the Christmas trees and carefully filled up the stockings with surprises. In house after house, the good children of Milton Keynes had left out a large mince pie, a small glass of something, and a big crunchy carrot. Santa took a little bite out of each mince pie, a tiny sip of something, wiped his beard and popped the carrot into his sack. From Broughton to Loughton, from Fenny Stratford to Stony Stratford, from Wolverton to Wifton, and all the places in between, Santa and his sleigh visited every house in Milton Keynes. Santa delivered presents to Aidan, Ava, Ben, Brooke, Cameron, Chloe. The list went on and on. Zach, Zara, Zabil. Zabil? That must be a spelling mistake, surely. Finally, Santa had delivered the last present on his long Milton Keynes list. "Great moons and stars," sighed Santa. "It's past midnight and my sack seems as heavy as ever. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone." Santa opened his sack to check, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots. Santa shared out the carrots between all the reindeer. "Well done, lad," he said, patting the youngest reindeer gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him. He was too busy munching. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his Santa Nav for the North Pole, and soon they were speeding across the Grand Union Canal and out over Willen Lake through the crisp, starry night. "Ho, ho, ho," laughed Santa. "Merry Christmas, Milton Keynes." I hope you all enjoyed that story. Have a great day.